When I last played The Cycle Frontier, it was in closed beta, and a bunch of technical issues had really mired my experience, on top of the fact that I might have just gone in with the wrong mentality. And it is currently out of beta. It's officially out. Everyone is able to go play it for free on the Epic Games Store and on Steam, which is super. Can't beat the price of free. But I want to go out over one of the encounters that I had after having my experience with that closed beta, and yeah, just kind of go into it. I was going to try and talk during the gameplay itself, and I really don't handle this sort of high octane gameplay well as is, so thinking that I could manage to talk about the aspects of the game while actually playing it was a little bit forward on my part. So I wanted to play through, one of my first drops, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm some sort of expert, because if you look at the tasks of the in-game video that I'm about to show, you'll see that they're early stuff. I'm one batch past tutorial, essentially, if you can even say that. But I did watch a lot of streamers play through games, and I picked up some tips and just kind of noticed some things on my own that helped me with this encounter, as well as some other stuff. So let's get into it. So, the last time I talked about the Cycle Frontier, it was in a closed beta test, but it has now since been released, and since Escape from Tarkov is doing its pre-wipe events, I decided, you know what, it's a good time to take a break. I shouldn't be using my gun to track as much noise. Oops, that's a grenade. And I just blew myself up. Super. Where is the helipad? I'm in trouble because I can't get to that. I played myself. Yep, I played myself. So at this point, I was so caught up with trying to figure out how to get off of the map that I pretty much completely gave up on paying attention to where I was going and how much noise I was making. So I was going so fast that there were a lot of key details that if I had noticed sooner, I'd have known that there was a player in the area. For example, I was looking at doors that couldn't open, but I I walked right past a container that had very clearly been left open. Stuff like that. So even though in my head, I was playing it kind of slowly, in actuality, I was so panicked on the getting out part that my situational awareness took a huge hit, and that guy absolutely had the drop on me. But because I had blown myself up with one of my own grenades, I reminded myself of another streamer who basically showed me that grenades in this game are really, really overpowered. Like, really overpowered. And with me only having like 1 point of HP left, I knew that if I tried to use my low tier gun with 1 point of HP, I was going to die. So I decided to, obviously, blow him up. And it worked out pretty well for me. So all in all, I guess the big takeaway is that this is a way more casual version of Escape from Tarkov. If you were ever on the fence about EFT, I can tell you that this is way watered down as far as like mechanics. There's no durability. There's a lot of different ways that you can recover if you have like a bad streak of losing stuff. But if you're the type of person who likes realistic military stuff, like actual named weapons and stuff like that, then this doesn't have any of that, and Escape from Tarkov has you covered. But by the same respect, if you're the type of person who really doesn't want to learn about flipping bullet velocities and what ammo types are compatible with what weapons, and learning a map that doesn't have any sort of navigation help whatsoever, and I mean absolutely none, then this is a game that will frustrate you way, way less. And again, you really can't beat the free price tag. So I don't imagine too many people going from this to Escape from Tarkov, but I can, however, imagine lots of people saying, you know what, I want something a little more player friendly, and I want something way less stressful. I can see a lot of not so hardcore players of Tarkov migrating over to something like this because of its accessibility and whatnot. It also is easier to play with friends, so if you invite friends to a squad, you'll have certain quality of life things, like they'll show up on your HUD so you don't accidentally shoot them, which is a very common occurrence in Escape from Tarkov. So that's something else to keep in mind. But other than that, I don't really have too much to say. I am going to give Escape from Tarkov one more good try after they have their big server-wide reset. So expect to see a video on that when it happens, and thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you all later.